Now, before I get into this, I want to let you know that I think it's normalizing exported data. It's been a while since I was in the textbook and taking all the courses. Transposing, or, well, it's really normalizing. But let's take a look at the challenge here. This is what we have. Someone sent a comment to me in YouTube. I've cleaned up the data just to keep it a little more private. But basically, we have data in this column. And of course, we want to have it in the different data sets sort of repeat in here. They loop around. So it looks like this is one right here. We could read all of this, but the number of items per set is not equal. So it's a little more challenging, but no big deal. The values I need to extract into separate columns do not have field name. Do have field names separated by a colon. So we also want to come in here and when we put the data, keep the field names across the top, but then remove the field names and just have the little bits of data. And it looks like he also maybe removes some of the sensitive data. But that's okay. We just have to see the pattern. So we take these and we put them across the top. So I'm going to jump over to my solution page. And the neat thing is, I have not studied this hardly at all. I just kind of prepared this this workbook. So let's see what happens. Kind of see where I go with this, back and forth, correct my mistakes. All right. So the first thing I did type in was, of course, define the pattern. We always have to do that. What do I see here? Well, the first thing I notice is that, what is this guy? This guy is not anywhere. Now, what I could do is take all of this data, everything to the left of, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to take all of this, and in real life, it goes, he was mentioning that it goes down to thousands of rows. So I'm going to take all of this, and I want to get all of the field names, because often what happens is you think you have them all, but we're missing some. So I'm going to take that into a new sheet. I'm going to go like this, paste as values, all right? Now what I'm going to do is we want to use all of the quick tricks. So let's just highlight this, and we're going to use text to columns. If that colon is really the separator between the field name and then the data on the right-hand side, we want to just go like this and say text to columns, and we're going to say delimited by that little colon, which is, where is it? Let's just go over here and tell it really carefully. By that colon, we're going to say next, and I'm going to say finish. So now it has kept the field names here, put the data there. Well, in this case, I just want to make sure we get all of the field names. So I'm just going to get rid of that data. Now we're going to use another built-in feature. That's why, Microsoft keeps adding these new features, which is great. People like me that do this all day long. So we're back in the data tab, and now we're going to say remove duplicates. So we're going to click on that, remove duplicates, and we're ready to go. One column of data, one field. We have a header at the top called data, or does it say? Let's just make sure. Okay, good. So text. No, we want to remove duplicates. That's already checked. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm getting all of the field names. So let's just see here. I'm going to highlight this, and at the bottom right it says 8. Let's go back to here. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 2 missing. Let me just take these guys, copy, go back to solution, and I'm going to do this. Right click, paste special, values, transpose. Perfect. So there's a field called grouper. Grouper 3. There it is. Let's also do this. I don't want to make this confusing. Make this sort of the same format all the way across. So we have all of these fields in here. Make this a little bit. So what have we just done? We have to double check that we have all the field names. So I guess it's just called examine the data. And we get, examine the data. We've got all those things across the top now. And then if we had the full list of data, maybe there's more. Okay, what's the next step here? Well, I already see a pattern jumping out at me. So I see this has already got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that consistent? Unfortunately, the person who sent this in, he's probably sleeping or not available to clarify. That's a bit tough. But it looks like there's that pattern all the way down. Is that true? It's so simple. We got the first field name, which defines the starting point of each group, and then we have a colon and a number. Wow, this is actually, the more I look at it, I think the easier it will get. So let's do this. I want to say, well, we're going to have to create a group number. So define the pattern. That's sort of part of it in general, right? Examine the data. We get the field names. Let's now go in here and add a group number. Okay, that's going to tell us the starting point of each group. So what I have to do now, this is interesting. Search for this guy, lock that within there. I think that's all I have to do. So we're going to take this and we're going to drag this down. And then I guess I could jump to the bottom, go like this, Control Shift up, Control, what is it? Control D for down, I think it is. There we go. So I'm getting a 1 every time we see the DBV in there, but we can do a little bit better than that. I'm going to create another one here. Let's just insert a column so you see it step by step. So this is our step 1. Now we're going to get a bit fancier. So I'm going to now, perfect. So if I'm going to go like this, if this equals 1, then I want to see the right one character of that guy. I'm going to lock this, and I'm going to say +0. It should convert it. So now I should have a group number all the way down. Oh, very nice. All the way down, giving me now. Why is that giving me? Oh, I see. It's giving me a 10. Tricky, tricky. So we have to fix this. What we want to do now, I'm just going to hit delete on that, and I'm going to say this equals find within that string. This is the more consistent pattern. Find that colon in there, and then it gives me the number 1, 2, 3, 4 where it starts. So now I'm going to say, all right, it's in the middle of that cell, our colon. So I'm going to say, take that cell. We're using the mid function. Start at, well, this is within that cell, right in there. Where do we start? Well, I'm going to say start at that one plus 1 number of characters. Well, we just want everything after it. So you just go like this and say 100. You don't have to worry about it. We don't have to calculate anything. And now I'm going to drag that down. Now, then it's giving us all this other stuff. So I want to say this. I want to only pull out the number at the end of the DBV colon only when it's the DBV cell, right? We don't care about these guys. That's just making it kind of hard to read. So now I'm going to do this. If is error that guy, then I'm going to do blank, else proceed. All right, so this is all going pretty fast, but we kind of see where this is headed. So it's still a group number. I guess we'd have to call this step 1. Group number. We'll just make this. We'll just drag this across. See, most of these videos I kind of prep it and make it a little bit easier to follow. But anyways, this is fun as well. So we got this number going all the way down. Now it's on the left-hand side. Nothing is pressed here horizontally, so that's a number. Do I want to convert it? Does it even matter? I guess it does. So let's go in here, and what do we got here? Value if true. We're taking something out of there, and then I could just multiply the whole thing by 1. All right. So right there, I'm going to say or +0. That should change it now. Look at that. Now it jumps to the right. So let me undo that. It's a text because nothing is changed in here. Then when I redo what I just did, it's on the right now because I'm saying +0. It converts the text to a number, if it really is a number, that is. So I've got this going down. It's going down all the way. Well, guess what's next? Now we just have to put ones, I would say, all the way in there. So let's just do this group. Let's just call this, it's like a step 3. And, okay, so what do we got here? If this not equal to blank, then I want to say, give me this guy. Else, give me the value. I think this will do it. I've done this so many years. I'm kind of making an assumption here, but let's just see. There we go. Perfect. We got 1s, we got 2s, we got 3s. Because each of these groups is a different size. We don't know how many. There could be different things in there. So what's our next step? This is going very quickly, of course, but I'm thinking, well, do we pull it out of there, or do I do something fancy in here to just get them all out of there? So, I see different possibilities here, but let's go with this. I'm going to say, once again, we're going to use that mid function. Well, I guess we have to search for it, don't we? Yeah, that's already inside of there to find the colon. But let's do it again, because they all seem to have that pattern. So let's search for the colon within here. And that's going to tell us we're going to be able to pull out the data that's after the field name and the colon in here, right? Because remember, here are the field names we have. And over here we have a field name and we have a colon and then something after it, which is our data. So I found it. I'm going to do the mid once again. Mid of what text? Of that text right there. I'm going to do a comma. And we don't want to start at the actual where the colon is found. So I'm going to say this plus 1. And I'm going to say 100. And we're going to just quickly press enter. Let's see what this looks like. And I can't convert that because see, there's a different things in here. After there could be a blank, there could be the M, there could be this stuff, and I change a lot of this stuff just to make it more private. But anyways, we have all of this. Now what we want to do is finally go over here and put it like that. So what do we do? And we have to make sure that we never have the same one twice, right? What if we had? I don't think that ever happens. We could do even more formulas just to double check that, but I think we're ready to now take this and put it over this way. So I will now, group number 4, we've got everything. I have a couple different ideas, but I can't do both ideas at once. So I could just do the offset. Oh, I know what I could do. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is go in there, and we need to have, what we could do is just have a little counter. That would help, wouldn't it? So we're going to go like this, and we're going to just say counter. And you know what? People sometimes tell me, well, why don't you use the row function? Well, that is dynamic. It will change. That could mess everything up. So what we're going to do is come in here and just drag that counter down. It's very, very light, especially in big data sets. Well, now what's the pattern that we see now? Well, 1 refers to these guys, and then 2 refers to the next group, obviously. So all we have to do is make sure that we're getting, oh, perfect. We just have to do this. We want a group number, and we also want to make sure it's the right field name, because we don't always have, some of these will be missing. So we come in here, we do one more thing. I know it's a lot of steps, but you want to kind of break this out, and you see the pattern of how the thinking process as well. Okay, so we've got group 5. So I guess I should have put this in a helper, that little search thing. Anyways, so now we're going to do this. I want to get the group number and the field name for this data item together. Then it's a very simple exercise at that point. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say search one more time. Kind of inefficient here, but whatever. That's fine. We're going to look in here for that colon, and what we want to do is take the left, look back at this guy, and say, okay, I want to get the left, and this time I'm going to say -1. We don't want to get the colon, really. That should do it. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. All the way down. Let's take a quick look. If you drag it, as long as there's nothing blank in this column, that double left click in the bottom right hand, it's right in here. Double left click all the way down. So now we have that, but the whole point of this, I want to say, put these two guys together. So now I go in here and say, this guy, and I guess we should, just to be careful, you put some kind of separator in here. Go like that, and now we have something that is very easily, I think. Let's look in here. Why doesn't this have our 1? G18. Oh, that's the wrong one. See, there you go. You got to correct your little mistakes. You got to always be looking at the data and knowing what you should be seeing. I should see a group number before all of this. All right. Now this is turning into a long video, but I think it's good in a way, because you don't want to think that data analysts are just these magical people. We're all human, and you have to see all the thinking process, all these steps. All right. Even though I try to make most of my videos short, but this is one I guess is an exception. So now I'm going to do this. I'm going to say match this guy, I'm going to lock it just like that, and I'm going to say that, and we're going to put that little separator again. And that's a long story, but maybe I'll share it sometime. You want to make sure there's no unnecessary surprises. And that guy, and we're looking for that within here, because we don't know if we're going to find it or not. Not all the field names are in there. And I say 0 for exact match. This is definitely an exact match kind of thing. Now, what happened here? Why are we seeing a date? That is simply that it's formatted as a date. Numbers and date. A date really is a number. So I'm going to say, what do we want here? General. I just want to see the number. Let's test this out. Let's drag it over, and we're going to drag it all the way down. Okay, so why am I getting all these errors down here? Well, we only have a few sets of data, right? This is going to expand. So for now, let's just do this, and we could just delete this. But I guess you have to drag this down later on if you have more stuff coming in. So when I look at this group 3, and then oops, I guess you can't see that, it's off the side of the screen. This one only had one thing in there, and that didn't seem to have any data at all. How is that possible? We're looking for this, and we do find it. Oh, group number 2. Group number 2 should be finding that field. Oh, I see. I've still got, look at that. See, another quality check here. Look at this. I've got the colon in there. So it wasn't finding. See, there's one value over here that has the EOR. Now, it just happens to be blank. Let's put something in here. You always want to have some way to test it out. Wow, who knows? Test it, literally. Am I going to be able to get that value in the end, right? You have to sort of know what you're expecting to see. We don't want to have messy results. Okay? So now, that was group 2 as well. We look back in here, it is group 2. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to now just make sure we can see this. Get rid of that colon, press the enter key. There we go. Wow, look at that. It all flows through. So there's a whole bunch of, yep, one in here, and I'm going to put another test value. This is our first, let's call this our first test value. And we'll make this red just to make it stand out. Okay, so we are almost done here. I usually try to make the videos really short, but anyways, this is an exception. So I'm going to have to make this, I want to pull that data back in, so we'll have to sort of rearrange some of this stuff. Okay, so let's make this quite small. There we go, because some of these are just tiny little steps. Even this counter. Okay, now we're now seeing most things in here. That's good. All right, what's the final step here? We have this is going across. You know what? Here, that was my mistake. I had that twice. What a silly mistake. So let's get rid of all of this. You see the human side coming out. All right, we have all of our field names, which is 7. Now, why did I think we had? So look at that. It was there twice. Yeah. All right. So here we are. We have all of this. We're almost done here. Now we just have to simply do this. We have a number indicating where we find it within vertically, right? We're looking for this in column H. So that's where we find it in here, putting together the counter and our field name. We just want simply on our answer from column B. That's all we need to get. So here's a technique I've created over the years. We want to make sure our index range matches our match range. So I'm going to go in here and say index. I copied the range. I'm going to paste it, put a comma, and now of course I don't want column H. That's where we are looking. Match looks somewhere to find it, and think of your index as your answer, what you want to see, what you want to display. But now I'm not going to make a mistake. 17 to 89, 17 to 89. It's the same vertical ranges. Excel nicely puts in the last closing parentheses. So I've got the field names in here. Oh boy, there's lots of ways that we could do this. What's the simplest way? Do I substitute it out? I could easily take this and substitute it out of here, but that's kind of silly. I think I've got it right here. So this, I want group number 4. I want to take this as my answer. We don't have to do unnecessary things here. Let's just drag this guy over. I think group number 4 is everything that we want to see. It's everything to the right of the field name and colon. Okay, perfect. I press that. I drag this over, all the way over like that. Drag it down, and that should do it. Now, if someone were to say, oh, well, I want to have group 3 here and then this over there, well, okay, let's do this. I'm just going to copy this and just paste it as a value here. We just want to flip them around very carefully. Copy, paste as values, take this and put it here. Now, I'm going to take that, I'm going to drag it over again, and then drag these all the way down just to make sure. And it looks like most of them do not have a group 3. Alright, so let's do our final test here just to make sure. We've got this, we've got group 1. What do we have in group 1? This is our group 1. Let's just make that really clear. Do we have these guys? We do, all the way across the top. So we have a 1, we have restaurant, we have ACR, we have M, we have M, we have another, we have this, we have this, we have this. Now group, it's not, there's nothing there. Okay, there's that one time it's just blank. We could add if error around this to make it more readable. Go like that, comma, like that. Bring this across, drag it down. Just makes it a little easier to read. All we have are 12 sets of data, so this is what we're expecting. And I can't see any issues with it. Of course, I'm doing this all live, but first test value. Okay, so now let's look at a different one. Now let's take this off. We are going to go like this. Which one do we want? Let's look at record set number 8. And I'm going to change this all around because it's a bit tough. We don't have a lot of real data here. Let's do that. Okay, so how do we compare this? Well, we're going to have to do this really quickly. Unfreeze. We want to go like that. Freeze at the top. I'm just unfreezing and refreezing it. All right, group number 8. Where is that group? So I'm scrolling down here, and here we go. Now, I guess you can't. It's a lot of it is off the screen, but anyways, you see part of it here. This is the stuff that we want. Not that 7. We'll go down one more, but group 8, and you see most of it. So we simply want, I'm going to test this out. We're going to go like this, and I'm going to call this, I don't know, I need more coffee. Is that going to be in our group number 8? There it is. Very nice. I need more coffee. So if I would just expand that, there we go. And then, so you want to do this if you have thousands of rows. You can't check everything. So instead of that M, I'm going to say, bagel 2, please. Go like that. Oh, there it is. So everything is looking very good. And here's your test. If you see any errors in what I've done, then examine this whole thing and let me know. And also, I have a sheet once I get the post and the video and everything called Try Solving It Here, where you want to take the raw data that we see over here and see if you can come up with something. You can always take a look at the solution, but then test it. You want to practice doing this stuff because that's part of what data analysts do all the time. Most data is actually kind of dirty or not that clean. You have to move it around. So this one looks like it's working. The only things that you need to do is drag the counter down further, which is very simple. Actually, mine goes down quite a ways. Just highlight a bunch of them or all of them, and you can just drag it down as far as you need to, and then you just drag the formulas down, and it'll all adjust.